Playmate of the Year many years ago. And she is a beautiful woman. She comes to the alumni parties when we have them occasionally. You being the first ever president of the Alumni Association for Glendale High School. And at that time, this young man, number 24, he wasn't even around the block.
No, he was not.
Malcolm Robertson.
Years go by fast.
A few years ago, Glendale High School celebrated their 100th, and Hoover recently celebrated their 75th anniversary over at Hoover High School. And we haven't mentioned the two of the terrific people, Kevin Welsh and Kathy Fandukian. I think we're going to get a chance to see them both a little later on as Arturo Garcia wants to pick up a quick touchdown here and get up the momentum going again. He drives hard, picks up a few yards, almost to a first down.
You might mention that Kevin is the principal at Hoover and Kathy's the principal at Glendale High School.
Well, Kevin's been there so long, I figured most of these people in Glendale that watch these games would know by now that Kevin Welsh, who's, folks that didn't know, Kevin was one time a comedian at the Comedy Store over in Pasadena. And
Great stand-up comic.
He is quite a stand-up comic. Just a terrific guy, and Kathy, to me, is one of the finest young lady principals Glendale's had in many years. Matter of fact, I think she's the only female principal they've had in years, which makes it double good. Stopped right in his tracks. Didn't even get to move. A host of Glendale tacklers again. Stopped Eric Galvin right in his tracks. And it looks like the first one right on top of him was number 30. Aaron Avilas.
You know, Coach Hughes made an interesting comment to me the other day, and it really is true. He says, football is a unique sport, much of which you can't control. And with turnovers and fumbles and interceptions, those are not the coach's fault. So there's a lot of aspects of the game which can't be controlled by the coach. And tonight might be a good example of that kind of game.
21-0 here, folks. Third quarter, 9:53 remaining on the clock.
There's Coach Hughes right there.
Crossing his arms. My wife always tells me that's a defensive position. And I think my wife isn't as, I don't want to say dumb as I thought she was, but she has something there. Look at him. He's not too happy of a camper right now.
Not.
And you can't blame him, Dave. Spinning move. He wanted to pitch out, but didn't do it.
Interesting enough, Dick, this is Coach Hughes' second stint at Hoover. He was the coach for about 8 years. Then went to Glendale College for 4, and now he's been back coaching since the year 2002. So this is his second go-around at Hoover. And as I said, he's a very popular individual. The kids love playing for him, and they love his coaching style.
Well, last tackle was by number 40, Denis, D-E-N-I-S, Mazkov. He's a senior, 5'9", 160. Galvin, back to pass. A little short. He's lucky because it might have been picked off by either Miranda or Garcia, who's been everywhere tonight. It's going to be fourth down. Glendale's going to get a chance to get their hands on the ball again. And it's just, everything's been going Glendale's way here so far tonight. You were mentioning about the coach. Dennis Hughes, of course, went to Glendale High School, and Eberhardt was right after him.
And Don Shoemaker also coached Glendale to some successful years.
Don Shoemaker, they were 3 years in a row they played football.
Yeah, they all played together in the early to mid-70s here at Glendale High School.
Bad kick, real bad kick. Sorry to say that, folks, but it's caught by number 55 out of bounds on about the 28-yard line.
Did you notice that he did not take 2 steps before he punted that ball? He just punted that ball standing in the same position that he got the snap from.
Arshak Abramian cut the ball out of bounds, and I guess he wants to get back in there.
You're not going to find a lot of distance on a ball like that. So Glendale's got great field position again, Dick, and let's see what they can do with it.
Handoff. Straight up the middle by Malcolm Robertson again. And how about our third quarter Lexus of Glendale trivia question? What team has won the last 5-game winning streak? Who was that? Do you know who that was, young man?
Are you asking me?
Yes. If you don't know, I'm not going to tell the people.
Give me the question one more time so I have time to think about it.
What years was a winning streak, the last 5-game winning streak? And which team was it? Was it Glendale or Hoover? It had that winning streak. And how many years was it?
I'd say it was Glendale from 1955 to 1959 or 60.
That's a good guess, but you're wrong, and I'm not going to tell you anyway because the people are supposed to figure it out.
Well, then why did I...
Look at this young lady out there. She's going to be a prima ballerina someday.
Yeah, she's a cutie. She's a cutie.
There we go. Song leaders, yell leaders will stand up there on the far side. One of the young ladies that we had an opportunity to have the opening shot with the other day, Katie Stefanian, if I said that right. She was one of the homecoming princesses, may have been the queen on the other side because we don't know who it was. She's just a terrific young lady, and we want to say a special hello to her. Her mom and dad are out there wishing her on. Garcia. Whoa, big hole again, right up the middle. Malcolm Robertson lunges up the middle. They'd like to get on the scoreboard in a hurry here. 8:14 to go. The clock continues to tick away. Disfavor of Hoover High School. The score is still 21-0. Still time. Never know what happens when you get mistakes out there, David. Third and 4.
You might take a look at number 53 for Glendale, the center. He's kind of the rock of that offensive line, George Cheney. Oh, my goodness.
A little roughness going on between number 78 and 50 out there. Nice tackle by number 15 for Hoover High School. Willie Carballo. Willie Carballo. Did they get the fumble?
Hoover did. Look at that. That was a good hit. Oh,
yes, he did. Carballo.
Yeah, another turnover. That's been the story of tonight's game. Too many turnovers.
Yep. At least a couple could be some apple turnovers. Would be okay, you know. Galvin. Is that mine? Number 44, Akopian. Akopian breaks all the way up to the 45-yard line. The longest run of the night for Hoover High School. Vladimir Akopian. Had a chance to meet him one day over there at Hoover High School, and once again, just a really nice kid.
You know, Dick, I just marvel with all the time you have off, and you're over at the high schools. How does your employer, you know, allow that to happen with you anyway?
Well, luckily, you might have a sick employer.
You just seem to always have time to go over to the high schools and talk to these kids.
There goes Akopian again. I had a chance to see him the other day again, too, twice in a row.
Guess
2 days
what,
in a row.
Guess what? At the 7:16 mark, Hoover has finally crossed the other side of the 50-yard line.
Victor Akopian. Well,
you didn't comment on my...
Truth was, I actually made that up, but I didn't think you were going to follow through with that nice adverse line.
You didn't comment to my comment, Dick.
There he is, Vladimir Akopian. Goes off the right side, picks up about 2 more yards. As most of you know, Dave Greenbaum's been my employer for a long time, folks. That's why I can't say anything. Otherwise, I tell him what I think about him. Even though we've been friends since 1950.
You have.
Glendale High graduates, went to Glendale College. Enjoyed a good life, but we have many, many, many friends over at Hoover High School. It's just a terrific school, and I like to say a special hello to Kathy. She's the switchboard operator over there. She's one of those little people, but she's got a big, big heart.
There we go.
And look at this man, Jonathan Mai. He picks up a bundle, and just like that, Glendale is looking a little bit like the first game here. There was a 27-7 lead for Glendale High School. The next thing I looked up, it was 27-22. Eventually, Glendale High School won the game 33-22, but they could be in big trouble now. Look who's down on the field. Number 7, Arturo Garcia. Now, if he goes out of the game here with Hoover driving, 6:30.